that, oh, C-clip just fell down there. Now I'm gonna have to find it. What I got here, guys, it's a 7.5 differential out of our 88 Camaro. The whole premise of what we're trying to do here is disassemble all of our diff components here so that we can swap the gear ratio and weld the diff. I'm mostly a Ford 9-inch guy, and the difference between like a Ford 9-inch and like a 7.5 is the axles on a 9-inch slide in, and they're held in by a flange on the end by 4 bolts here. These axles are held in by C-clips in here. So when I push this axle in, you can see right here that, oh, C-clip just fell down there. Now I'm gonna have to find it. The thing about C-clip axles are, they're not good for drag racing, they're not good for drifting. So this is not really the right rear end to use. I highly recommend a 9-inch, but if you're on a budget and you wanna do something like this and use this rear end, this is kind of my process. I haven't really tested it yet, but I mean, it's cheap enough that if you break it, you can go out and buy another one. So I gotta find that C-clip that dropped in there. To do the other side, I'm gonna push the outside. It's gonna come out like that, and hopefully I can pull out this C-clip without dropping it again. Man, this is tough. Oh, and I just dropped the other one in there. Okay, got it. Okay, so that's what sits on the end of the axle right there that holds the actual axle in. You can see here it goes into the spline, and the C-clip goes in there, and that's how the axle is held into the car that way. So you can kind of see where the weak link is. It's literally in this C-clip into this rear end, but we'll weld it up and send it. Why not? These are what they call as spider gears. Spider gears are the gears that go in between these main gears here. So I removed both of them. They also had this little, I don't know what they call it, either like a little bushing or washer that sits right here. Those can easily get lost, so don't lose those. Now that both axles are out, the spider gears are out, I can go ahead and remove the carrier bolts. These are also the carrier mains right here and here. So 4 bolts, and this whole piece should come out. Heat up the nut. I think we might be able to cut it.
Watch it. I can get these a little tighter.
Might be able to cut through it.
Drum brakes. Welcome to the 21st century.
Balancing act. Hasn't fallen yet. See, like, it's just chilling. All right, so we got our main carrier with the stock ring on there, main caps off. Here's our new gears. We got our axles out. Our spider gear wants to take off on us for some reason. Last to go is our pinion gear, which is in here, which looks like this when it's out, but it's still in there. It might be a little bit of a fight. That's what we want to take out right there.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's massive, dude. Yeah, look at it. Comparison to our new one. I'm not trying to make this thing last like 100,000 miles. I want it to last about 5,000 miles because I feel that will get us through the competition. Because to take that out, I'm gonna have to like either like squirt it with liquid nitrogen or have the right like puller deal, and I don't have both of those. I could cut it, but then I risk messing up the housing. So I'm just gonna leave it in there. This bearing is already like stuck on the old pinion right there, but I have a full bearing kit right here that I can use, so I can utilize, this brand new bearing, put it on there. Should be good to go. All right, guys. Finally, I got to a point where we can go ahead and start welding the diff. I gave Alex the awesome job of actually doing the welding. I did all the setup for him. He's gonna do a couple of tacks on the inside just to hold the spider gears in place. Then he'll do a couple of tacks on the outside. And once those tacks are in place and it's all solid, you can go ahead and do a hard burn here, hard burn here, hard burn here, and hard burn there. And I think we were gonna do a plate in here as well, right?
Yeah, but I just thought about it. If we do a plate, then you can't get the axles out. C10 in.
Oh, I can't put the C-clips in. Oh, man. See, that's why I don't like C-clip axles. It should hold. Fortunately, we can't weld the backside because we got this little stupid hole. So I think we're stuck to doing this side. Yeah, one side.
You know what, dude? We're gonna friggin' get in there.
We're gonna get in.
You know what? That's not gonna work.
Oh, I can see it.
Oh, we're good.
Oh, you got it. Yeah.
Good.
Man, both sides?
Yeah, dude. Stick out.
Stick out. So right now, we got the pinion gear in there and shimmed. I really hate to say it, but I think it might have like some dirt in there or something. I can fully clean it out. I don't really have like a nice degreasing tank like I have at my shop. But right now I'm just trying to shim the ring. So when I add the shims on each side of these races, it moves this back and forth this way. So you can't have it too far close to the pinion gear because the pinion gear rides about right here and the ring rides about here. So the closer you get it to here, the tighter it's gonna be, but you don't want it too tight. So it'll just heat up really quick and stuff like that. You want kind of like that nice little like clink noise when it's dry, because when you fill it up with that heavyweight oil, it fills up those clearances. We're doing with what we got.
Garage shit.
Garage shit. Man, dude, I just don't know where that C-clip went. It's in there somewhere. Jesse totally got it on camera and everything. It's somewhere.